Okay, so the next presentation is, can I improve my performance? And we know that human potential for evolution is limitless. Not just human potential, but the natural intelligence that is available in the nature is limitless. I'll just share with you the story of a bird from Alaska. This is a bar-tailed godwit, which is found in the Arctics and in the northern hemisphere. That is their home. During the summer months, they migrate southwards, and they were fitted with satellite tags to know their migration. And to the surprise, we came to know that this bird created a world record of the longest non-stop bird flight, 11,600 kilometers, 8 days flying non-stop without food, without water, over the Pacific Ocean, right from Alaska to New Zealand. Unbelievable, this story. And for this bird prepares so much in advance. It eats, keeps the fuel, lightens itself, reduces the size of its digestive system, and prepares itself for this long flight. And then they leave during the time that they actually read the weather, and the time when there is a less wind, that is the time that they leave. And the heavier birds, they leave earlier, the lighter birds, they leave later, and they all reach together. So it's an amazing real story about this bird flight. If you want to do more details, you can go to the Wikipedia and read about it. It's a wonderful, similarly, even humans have done amazing feats. We all know what humans have achieved. We can learn any skill, we can master any skill, we can reach the moon, we can reach the planets. So human potential is unlimited, it is limitless. So how can we improve our performance? That is the question. How can we improve our work efficiency in the given time that we all have? How can we improve our performance? One is, of course, changing our habits, which we have already seen, which we can do it. Achieving excellence in a field that we choose, we want to do. Enhancing our willpower, managing our stress, we have already seen that. Modifying our behavior, creating a right mindset to obstacles and challenges. Keep learning all our life, because there's so much to learn, and being creative in solutions for different problems. For example, today the problem that is facing the world is unprecedented, and we have to find new solutions, because we don't have a precedence of these kind of issues of like a COVID crisis, and we need to develop some new solutions to this kind of problems. And that's why we all have to be very creative in finding solutions to new problems. We must keep motivating ourselves and motivating others around us. We must know how to manage failures and crises. Goal setting and hard work is something, and time management is something that we have already seen, which can improve our productivity. But good leadership in an organization or for a country can definitely help to improve the performances of its people. And finally, we must find out what is the true purpose or the meaning behind our existence, behind our work, behind our goals, and then that deciphering that true purpose or meaning can help us to optimize our performance. Now, in the brain there are several centers, and it has been shown that these centers can be stimulated by using Sudoku puzzles, by doing learning new skills, by creativity. You can actually enhance your memory by some skills and games. And then the power of visualization is already well known to us. So we must keep our brain healthy so that it lives longer, and this has been shown to delay or avoid dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So essentially, we must keep our brains active, because that is the only best tool that we have to improve our performance. Now, there is something called multitasking, and we all feel that if we have given limited time and we have to do a lot of tasks, so why not multitask? And most of us, we do multitasking. Like, we may be driving and we may be texting, or we may be talking on the phone, we may be eating and we may be talking, we may be walking and we may be texting. So a lot of multitasking is being done these days because of a lot of gadgets that are available to us. Actually, the word multitasking came from the computer field. You can actually do multitasking by using a lot of different windows that we can use. Windows is essentially a multitasking platform, but what we are talking is about human multitasking. So essentially human multitasking, the current research has shown that brain can at a time focus on only one job, and brain is not created to do multitasking. And that is the reason why when we do multitasking, people take longer time to complete these tasks, and we are more predisposed to errors while we do multitasking. And that's why it is felt that we should just focus on one job, finish it, and then focus on the other job rather than doing multitasking. This is what the current research, brain research, neuroscience research has shown us. So change management can happen only if we have an awareness, we have the knowledge of what we need to change, we have the correct mindset, a positive mindset. We can do introspection, ask the correct questions, and then there is something called a self-talk. We also keep talking to ourselves whether I'll be able to achieve this or not, whether I'll be able to do this or not. So this kind of self-talks can also be changed, from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And I'll come to it, what I mean by a fixed mindset and a growth mindset voice. So we already looked at this, how habit is a 3-step process: the cue, the routine, and the reward. And habits cannot be extinguished, but they can be changed by changing the routine to satisfy the same cue to get the same reward. We also looked at the keystone habit, which is the most important habit, which determines other habits. And this could be healthy habit like early morning, waking up early morning, or meditation, or it could be unhealthy like watching too much of television, or spending too much time on social media, or munching during your television time or your social media time. So these may not be some of the healthy habits that we have. And if we identify a keystone habit and change it, that will help to change a lot of other habits. Now decision making, as you know, is the function of the brain, which it does after analysis of all the informations. And there's something called heuristics, or the shortcuts that the brain uses to take decisions. And then there are something called cognitive biases, which are there in the brain, which doesn't allow us to take an appropriate decision at the right time. First bias is called the loss aversion bias, which helps us to avoid a loss. Okay, the second bias is called the confirmation bias. Confirmation bias means I have a particular belief, and whatever I listen to people say, they are arguing on both the sides, whatever confirms to my belief, I'll accept that argument. So this is called a confirmation bias, and you can see it very commonly in the people, routinely, even in your teachers, in your parents, you will see this. So whenever you are arguing, if it conforms to their belief, set of beliefs, then they will agree to it. And then there is something called a hindsight bias, means that you may feel that, okay, I could have done this and I could have achieved this. So based on this, you don't take the right decision. And then there is a belief bias. Because of your strong convictions or belief systems, you take decisions which are not the correct ones. So I think these are the things that we need to take into account when we take a decision. Decision making skills are very complex skills, not very easy skills. But intelligence without discipline is a waste of human potential. This is a beautiful statement. So along with intelligence and decision making, we must develop a discipline of our mind so that we can utilize and change our habits and do more productive work. So improving work efficiency, we have already discussed this. Time management, punctuality, hard work, avoid time wasters, avoid delaying your works. So Kaizen is one concept of continuous improvement. You can change your habits, and here what you do is essentially make small incremental changes with discipline. Okay, and this is a Japanese philosophy on a continual basis. So this requires a lot of perseverance and a lot of patience, because it takes time to develop significant improvement in that particular habit. But you have to keep doing it constantly and have patience. So perseverance and patience may sound contradictory, because perseverance needs some action, patience is more of inaction. But yes, you have to do both, you have to keep both, and on a continual basis. And this results in massive change over a period. It could result in a very high change in the quality of a product, it could result in a change in their personality, it could result in large changes in person's character. Just to give you an example, if you even change 1% every day, 1%, then you are 40 times better in 1 year. So this is a beautiful philosophy where you keep on making small incremental changes. But at the end of the life, or the end of the day, we want to achieve excellence in our field. And how we can achieve this excellence, what is the right mindset or what is the right attitude, that we'll talk in the next talk. So thank you very much for this talk.